guys, welcome back to Say It With Your Chest.
Episode 2!
This is episode 2. I'm so excited.
Yes, the feedback from episode 1 was so nice. Thank you guys so much.
It was like really nice to see all of our friends supporting us, giving us good feedback, and yeah, it just went really well, so I'm happy.
Yeah, we're super excited and hope that you're here again for episode 2.
Yeah. I was just saying how like it's so hard to put yourself out on the internet like this, and even though our podcast is called Say It With Your Chest, it is still nerve-wracking to like do this just because there are a lot of people out there who are like want to hate and are jealous.
Trolls.
Or just trolling. Not that we've received any of that, but like I just know it's out there. But the whole like feedback that we've gotten has been super positive, so I think that's made us feel really good.
Yeah, super exciting. I'm sure there are some trolls that we don't know about, but that's
and hopefully we never do. I like to live in delusion. Our friends have been like the best, and they're so like happy for us and excited for us that it's made me feel really good.
Super exciting, super good vibes. All good so far. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching our first episode. And like there were some people that we didn't think would watch our first episode that actually did. That
should we shout out? Not their names, but just like shout out some of our guy friends that watched the pod and listened to it, because that actually melted our hearts.
I know, because it's like you expect like your best friends to listen, like our families listen, obviously, but when like I feel like it's different when boys listen, because we're talking about girly things, so I don't know.
Not that they can't listen,
why they would be interested, but
we're glad
it made us really happy.
Yeah,
and then it was just like funny because we were talking about how that TikTok where it was like every group of girlfriends have a group of guy friends that they call the boys, but they're called the guys.
We call our guys the guys.
The guys.
So shout out to you guys. That made us really happy. Yeah, if you're listening again, which I hope you are.
I know. Well, should we just make a quick transition into the drama of the week?
Drama to talk about, some TikTok drama. So
okay, so I need to hear about all of this Halley Kate drama. I have not been on that side of TikTok. Like she doesn't really come up for me, except for this week has been filled with her. So I really need Jess to give me the lowdown of everything Halley Kate.
I can definitely explain. Me and like my friends from home, I would say we're pretty
I know you always talk
with
about
Halley
her.
Kate and Jazz, and their podcasts and all of that stuff. So Halley Kate and this girl who's also involved with the drama, Sophia, they are New York City influencers, and basically Halley Kate got into a relationship with this guy. Her first boyfriend, like she was so in love with him, blah blah blah. She's like she's our age, so she's 23, or she might be 24 now, whatever. But yeah, so she got into this relationship, they were dating, everything was good. About a year later, they break up. When they broke up, her boyfriend went on a date with the girl Sophia.
I heard that she, which is a little embarrassing, she DM'd him and said, like, can we go on a date?
Yeah. Okay, so this is the part that is kind of
up in the air.
I don't think anyone will actually know the real answer, because
she's saying she didn't.
Yeah. She's saying she didn't say that, but she didn't say how they met in her video. But basically it was
so we really need the guy to speak out.
But he never would.
Will. Yeah.
Basically those two go on a date. Halley finds out, she freaks out, of course. Because her and this girl like run in the same circle. They're not best friends, but they're
that's the thing that is
friends
like
enough, I guess.
Well, it's giving Raquel, because
yeah.
Well, just in the sense that from people like from Halley's perspective, or what I've heard from like her side and her friends, is that they were friends. Like they've gone out a couple times, like they were friendly at least. And when I see Sophia's videos,
her videos were
brutal.
Crazy. And I just have to say,
but it's like are we really doing the thing where it's like we're not even like we were never friends? Like, why do you have to say that? To make yourself feel better?
Yeah, I guess to make yourself feel better, but I think it's a tricky, like,
are they friends, are they not friends?
Yeah, because I don't know how, it's hard to say how close any of those influencers really are.
True. And
You
like, how
know?
big is the Sophia girl?
Not big at all.
Okay. So like, yeah. I don't know. I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
obviously she
think
has a following.
what
But
level of friend this would be like okay for. But like as a girl,
I would say it's probably like if someone in our sorority did this that we weren't close with.
like I think that's fine. Like is that like, really bad to say?
I mean, that at least is the level that
If
I
you don't
think,
care about the friendship or staying friends with the girl, then
yeah, I
who
think
cares?
in the beginning, like, it was obviously not cool that she did that. And I understand why Halley was upset that she went on the date and like
Of course,
whatever.
Halley would be upset. It's her ex-boyfriend.
But then Halley like blew her up online.
Oh, she started it.
Yeah, when they first broke up, she was like posting all this stuff and being like,
Oof.
I can't believe. And she was like, yeah, like I'm giving you all this engagement. Like you're still in the creator pot. Like she was like attacking this girl. But then the reason why this all restarted again was because Halley and Jazz have a podcast together and they decided for what reason
So they
I don't
put
know.
it out. They put out the deleted
Yes.
episode. I thought someone like leaked it or whatever.
No.
Why would they post that video?
Yeah, because Halley and her boyfriend have so much like controversy online because when he broke up with her, he was like, "You're not the love of my life," like
Yeah.
all this stuff, whatever. And then they got back together.
I
Fast
guess
forward.
I'm just confused because I'm like, is that really what else? I feel like that's low key the best thing that you can hear for a breakup is like, listen, I just don't think we're meant to be, rather than like, you suck. And
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
what
you.
she said too. Which, yeah, I guess that's true, but it still hurts. Like,
Yeah.
and nobody wants to hear that to their
And I guess
face.
it is like first boyfriend, like you have those like love goggles on, but
yeah, that's exactly what she said.
I just
But then they put out this podcast with their boyfriends because Jazz is engaged, she's getting married, and then Halley's dating this guy. But he was basically just like really uninterested or seemed uninterested the whole time they were filming. Like if you've seen the clips on TikTok, they're not the best.
yeah. Well, I saw the one of like Jazz being like what she doesn't like about him.
Mhm.
And saying that he needs to like give her more chat. Like if she's
Yeah,
like,
I saw
"Hey,
that
how is your day?" and he's like, "Good."
I think he might just be a quiet kid, which is like.
But I
he
feel like
didn't
we would say the same thing if it was like one of our friends' boyfriends. We'd be like, "That's weird."
Yeah, but also I feel like it's so different because they're filming a podcast and like they're influenced. Like I feel like it's like a different world, kind of.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
He just
I don't
seemed
know.
very uninterested in her.
Yeah, the podcast seemed really bad, but again, we don't know the ins and outs of their relationships. So I do feel bad for her that like everyone is judging it. But then this Sophia girl comes in out of left freaking field and decides to make a 3-part series of how amazing her date with Hallie's boyfriend was.
Yeah, it was
like,
magical.
It was, yeah, and she was saying like he's just so masculine and like describing the way he kissed her and like all this stuff, and it's like, girl, like
she's clout chasing.
she's in a relationship.
I mean, this is a perfect opportunity for her. If you're saying she's not that big, like now people know who she is.
Crazy, yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel so bad for Halley.
And
like,
all the influencers are on Hallie's side. Like I've been seeing.
I love when all the influencers like rally together. Yeah, and they're like, "This is raw." Like I just think it's so funny when they all do that.
Yeah, but like she started it by calling her out.
Well, this was last year after the girl Sophia
okay.
went on the date with Reed, because Halley had texted her and was like, "Hey, like I'm getting all these comments. Like, is this true? Like, I don't want to respond if like it's not true or whatever." Like trying to clear it up, and then the girl Sophia never answered.
So I think the real question is, how close were these two people, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like I don't know. I guess what Halley was saying was just that it was weird timing because like the day before they went on, her and her boyfriend went on the date, they were all at an event together and like blah blah blah. So I don't know. I guess either way, it's like bad, but I'm on Halley's side either way. So
yeah. But did you also see? I mean, did you see the Bree's TikTok?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, she said like, okay, so on an episode of Plan Brie Uncut, they were talking about an influencer that was really mean to Grace at an event.
Yeah.
And in this recent TikTok, Brianna said that it was Halley.
Really?
She said that she's on Hallie's side when it comes to this whole drama, so that's why she spoke out about it. But she said that she doesn't know like how she really feels about it because she was the influencer that was mean to Grace.
And they had talked about this a while ago, and they wouldn't
and
say
then
who.
Brianna like couldn't remember if she had like said the name before.
She didn't.
And she didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's really interesting because I remember like a while ago, like I think it was when Grace went on Trippin' with Tart, she was like, I squashed the beef with Jazz and Halley because they were both there too, but obviously I didn't know what it was until now.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I mean, listen, like, I know you like them, and I don't, they seem like the type. Unfortunately.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's so hard to judge. I feel like Jazz is a real one, though. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm saying this from, like, not watching their podcast, but I see them on TikTok. I mean, it's not like I don't know who they are at all, but they kind of just seem like the type. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased, but I don't know. I don't take them really for mean girls.
Well, something happened.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I like those girls.
And I don't like when people are mean to Grace. I really don't.
Okay, but look at how mean Bree's been to Grace.
Okay, we
like
can't
if we're
even
gonna
go
get
into that. We can't get into that. We can't get into that. I love those two.
I love them too, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes people make mistakes and do mean things.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that I don't know, the situation's hard because it's like how much loyalty are you supposed to have to a girl like that you're not friends with?
Yeah, I think the whole thing is just like stop clout chasing.
Yeah, it's the videos that are like
she obviously maliciously put up this 3-part series because she never really acknowledged it when it was actually happening. Right. She's obviously just doing it because everyone's talking about the podcast with the boyfriends. So it's like she's just doing it to be like mean. Right. At the end of the day.
And they're not dating now, or they're back together?
No, they're back together now.
Okay, so they're like,
and they're moving in together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bad timing. Or perfect timing for her.
Perfect, I guess. Perfect timing for the Sophia girl, but it's like, girl, like, she had the time to talk about it when it was happening and when she was involved with the drama, and she was barely talking about it. Or I think she like started a podcast that like no one listened to.
I didn't know those two were still together.
Yeah. Well, they broke up and got back together.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of drama there, but
it'll blow over.
It'll definitely blow over because I don't think anyone really like watches that Sophia girl a lot. Like the only times I've seen her on my For You page are associated with Halley.
Yeah.
And the boyfriend. So there's that.
Well, now I'm in on it. I'm in on the drama. So I guess it kind of worked. Not that I'll watch this girl Sophia's videos, but Halley's popping up on my feed a lot more. So
yeah. But yeah. And I get why all of Halley's friends are defending
I mean,
her.
Obviously, yeah.
Because even, like, I feel like same level of association, like, if it was a girl in our sorority, like, if someone did that to us, like, we would not talk to them.
Yeah, that's just what you do.
For your friends.
For your friends, yeah.
Oh, actually, I have a perfect segue for that.
Okay.
Okay, so, anyway, the theme of this episode was going to be, like, post-grad friendships and stuff like that. But my segue is, well, I already know your opinion on this, but like we can just talk about it. Is friends who are like, well, she didn't do anything to me. So like
fuck that.
I don't have a problem with
this.
Her.
This is like one of my like biggest things that I fucking hate about people. Like I'm sorry, because it's like I get both sides of it, but it could never be me.
Yeah, and I think that's something that we both learned in college.
We learned, well, I learned it my whole life, but it took until now to realize that we don't have to like accept things that we don't want to. Yeah, which is like a huge thing for me. It's like I feel like we, for a long time, like we've talked about this endlessly, but we both are getting over the fact that we don't have to accept things. Like we can expect the level of friendship that we give, and that's okay. Right. Yeah. I mean, it was for a long time. It was like I'm just gonna give and give and give.
Right.
And not everyone is like that, and People do their own things, but I think it's totally fine to expect the level of friendship and loyalty that you give out.
Yeah, I agree. I think I definitely am not the type of friend where if someone hurt my friend but they didn't do anything to me, it's like
you hurt me equally.
Right, exactly. Obviously, I think there are like some conditions on that sometimes with like tricky situations, whatever. But like majority of the time, it's like if my friend like doesn't like someone, like I don't like that person either.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a real reason why my friend doesn't like them. It's like if they're hurting my friend, why would I even want to be associated with them? You know, which I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
And it's
which
crazy
I find
that
weird.
this is such an unpopular opinion because there's a side of people who are like, you know, I can't get involved with other people's drama or get involved in other people's mess because that is gonna like bring me more stress.
Yeah. But which I understand because I'm totally for protect your peace, like all of that stuff.
It's when you go out of your way though.
Yes.
It's when you go out of your way to be friends and like post it online and like shove it in people's face that I feel like is just messed up.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Which is, and it's fun, like you can still be friends with that person, but like our level of friendship isn't like the top level. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just makes me twist my head a little bit.
Yeah, mental notes. We're big on mental notes.
But yeah, I feel like with situations like that, it kind of just I don't know. I think it was something I had to learn. Like not everyone is gonna be like the type of friend that I am necessarily. So I can't expect like that loyalty all the time from people.
But
and that's
okay. Up to us to decide who we want like around us, and it's okay to be like, I wouldn't do this to you, so why would I accept that in return?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You want to talk about just like post-grad friendships in general?
Yeah. I think it's a big topic.
I could talk about this for hours because we're just in such a phase of life right now where friendships are constantly like evolving and changing, and I feel like we go through levels and like phases of like keeping up with the punches, kind of.
Yeah.
Like we get really angry and really upset, and then we're like, it's fine. It's okay though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That is the Pisces in us though. We get very heated in the moment, and then like 10 minutes later I'm like, well,
but then it'll cycle back around and I'm again really fucking mad. So I don't know. Like,
yeah, I think that especially this year we've seen a lot of
things really changed for us this year.
Yeah.
People's priorities like changed from when we were 18 going into college. Obviously, you know, now we're 23. We're going to turn 24 this year, which
disgusting.
So yeah, and we're working, we're becoming financially independent. So
adulting.
Right. And you know, it's just like in college our biggest struggles were like, where are we gonna go tonight? Like, what are we gonna do?
What are we wearing at
what
the bar?
frat are we gonna go to? What are you wearing tonight? And so now people's priorities are changing, and I feel like that was hard for me to accept at first.
Yeah.
Because I just like, it just breaks my heart because I like, and I feel like we both put our friendships really high on our priority list.
Yeah. Friendships are probably like number one on my priority list.
I know. Like
even like
they're
above
really
myself.
important. Which could be a us problem that we talked about, is that we put our friendships above ourselves. But I don't know, that makes me happy. Like my friends make me happy. I care about making my friends happy.
Of course. And
so yeah, it really crushes me when I feel like someone that I thought felt like that didn't. Like, you know.
Yeah. And I think it just goes back to, like we were just saying, the different levels of friendship. And I think for us, it's like when we connect with someone, because we don't connect with a lot of people. Easily. When we do connect with someone, it's like, okay, like you're my person. Like,
Yeah.
we're
get
in this
very
for life.
attached.
Yeah, we get very attached.
And I don't think about things ending. And
Exactly.
I think just also when, like, you're in a period of life when, like, a lot of things are changing, you don't expect your,
you want
like,
those relationships to stay
yeah, you don't
stable.
expect your friendships to change either. And so
right
when they
do,
did,
it's
yeah, it's hard.
It's very hard. I mean, I feel like friendship breakups are like the hardest
Yeah.
things to like go through.
I came home and it was like I changed my tune. I'm coming to the light where it's like I feel like the person who wins in the friendship breakup is the person who like speaks more positively about the other. And I just
Yeah, 100%.
I don't want to I'm only hurting myself by like holding on to like anger, frustration, or
Yeah.
like wanting like closure, I guess.
Yeah.
So I feel like what you've said is like you need to kind of just hold on, like cherish the memories, but let it go. Yeah.
Well, you have to make that choice for yourself, I feel like.
I know, which I
Move
think
on.
is like why I had such a hard time because I felt like
Yeah.
I wasn't making the choice. Like I was just kind of like living through it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it was like when I like I don't know, like we all have so much going on in our own lives that if I
Yeah.
choose to like put my energy into you, like boy, girl, friend, or family, I just feel like it means a lot to me. So when I like, I don't know, it just drains me. So then
Yeah.
I like take it to heart. But I feel like I'm at a place now where I can move on. And what's really helped also is that I've made a ton of really good friends in Boston now, like from grad school and stuff, that I feel like are really teaching me like how friendship should be, and like it just should be like easy and like natural, and I don't know, I don't put too much pressure on it anymore, which I feel like is something that I was doing a lot. But I just feel like the people that I've met here have been, I mean, also like when you're in grad school, I feel like well, for me, like I met a ton of people that were very similar to me.
Yeah.
Interested in the same things, like had similar like work ethic, and I don't know, just people that I felt like instantly connected to. So it just made it easier, and that's not something that I've always had. So it's like been nice to live here and experience new friendships. I feel like we haven't had new friendships in a long time.
Yeah. I feel like I haven't really.
Well, also we were
made any
very
new
much
friends this year.
We were very much in like for a long time where we were like no new
We
friends.
don't want to make any new friends. Yeah,
And
which
people
is
have
not a good
held
way
that
to
against
be.
us.
Yeah, people have definitely held that against us. But I feel like at some point it's like, how many times do you want to start over? Because I feel like we do value friendship so much. It's like
it's hard to start
lot.
over every time. That's
Right.
the thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is a testament to us and like how much we like are willing to put into friendship.
Yeah. 100%.
And so now I've kind of gotten over like the whole no new friends thing where it's
Same. I need new friends. So if you're watching this, hit me up.
Yeah, like I'm always looking for new friends because it's just nice to have people who like are supporting you and like want the best for you and like give you all the positive vibes.
Yeah. And something I learned this year actually is not everybody wants to be friends.
Yeah.
That is another lesson that I learned this year from my experience.
Yeah. Which I feel like is also fun. Like you don't need everybody to be your best friend.
Of course.
You just need like a couple, obviously.
Yeah. I need more peripheral friends,
Yeah.
I feel like. Not really any more besties.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like I feel like also every person that I'm friends with, like I want to just get to that deep close level right away. Because I just want to skip all the chit chat. That's another thing about us.
We hate small talk.
We hate small talk. I'm bad at it. I can't do it.
Which is probably why we hated recruitment.
We're not talking, and that's also a Pisces trait. Like, we're not talking about our deep, darkest secrets, what our hopes and dreams out of life. Like, I'm just not interested. Like,
yeah, we don't want to do
interested in like what you ate for breakfast and like
what your favorite color is.
Yeah, just so not interested.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah. So I feel like that's why it's a little bit hard for us to make new friends, because
Yeah.
you have to go through that period of just like kind of getting to know someone on a surface level
Right.
before you like feel that close bond with them. But we just try to skip to that part.
Yeah, the small talk is definitely hard for us, which I feel like translates for me in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
Because I tend to just be quiet when I meet new people. Because also I don't like to just give away my whole personality when I first meet someone. Some people can do that, which is like something I admire, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think it's also says something about us. It's like we sometimes in social situations like struggle to really be ourselves.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think that's like out of fear of like judgment or just like showing ourselves to people and then them not like accepting us.
Right. Which, yeah, I totally agree. Because I get a lot, or at least like when we first met our friends now from like the sorority, one of them was like, "You're not like exactly what I thought you would be like."
Yeah,
from
I
just,
think
like,
we
seeing you on
surprise a
social
lot of
media.
people.
Yeah, and I'm
which
like,
I
yeah, I feel like the way I come off on like social media is not really like, I don't know. There's more layers to me.
Yeah, and I think
say.
that that's another thing because we have like obviously really good friends from UMass. Shout out.
Woo!
But I think like over time that we have done a better job at like showing our true selves and showing that there's more like to us than like all the, you know,
Glitz and glam.
the shopping, the makeup, the
Yeah.
bougie dinners.
Yeah.
Like I think that as we've gotten to know ourselves more, we've allowed our friends to like see more of us.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's like obviously as you grow up, you change and like grow as a person. So it does make sense that as you get older, the friends start to dwindle because even I feel like just now from being 18 to now 23, like I'm such a different person. So it makes sense that maybe some people didn't make it all the way.
Right. Everyone's changing. No, that's a good point. Another point about friendships is like also keeping those long distance friendships after college.
Yeah. Shout out to our long distance friends.
Love you, Jordan. Like that has just been an experience all in itself, especially because we hate phone calls.
Yeah, that's another big thing with us. If you know, you know, we hate talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Texting, like, sign us up. I could text all day long.
Yeah, but, like, also, yeah.
This is a new realization.
This is a new realization that we just had because we, like, always get mad at people when they don't respond to us. But, like, after some deep reflection, we realized that we're not the best responders either.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad about it.
Yeah, I think now that I've realized, well, no, let me first start by saying I think I've gotten a lot better. Because there used to be a time where I just would not answer. Like, someone calls me, don't answer text. Like, I'll answer way later. But I think now, especially because, like, we have Jordan, who's, like, she lives in Baltimore, and she's our good friend. And then I also have my friends from home, who obviously I want to keep up with. I've been better about responding. But it's definitely a work in progress. Like,
I know.
We tend to respond to things that
I think we're just not aware of it because like we're constantly texting back and forth. So I feel like I'm always on my phone, like responding, but then I'll let things slip through the cracks.
Right.
Which I do feel bad about. But again, like friendships after college requires a lot of effort.
Yeah. So they do.
But it's also
the good ones are worth it.
Right. And it's also nice to see like that the effort goes both ways. So I feel like then the friendship like means even more. Because it's not just like out of convenience.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah. I really value quality time. So if I'm not like with people a lot and a lot of time has gone by, I kind of get anxious. Like, oh, like is it gonna be awkward?
Yeah, like do they
stuff
still
like yeah, like want to
be friends with me? Yeah,
but it always works out fine.
Yeah, we're actually having a little reunion special this coming weekend. We're traveling back to the hometown, back to Long Island.
Back to Long Island.
Yeah, and the girls are coming, and we're all gonna be together. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, good little reunion.
Yeah, I like when we can all be together.
Yeah,
it's like hard when you have your friend group and then you all go your separate ways.
Yeah, I know. It like sucks. It's sad.
Yeah.
But we're keeping in touch. We're
I
doing
know, we
good,
do
so.
really well at, like, making the time for each other. Obviously, we all have, like, really crazy schedules
Right.
nowadays. But I think that'll be really fun. Excited I'm taking everyone to, like, one of my favorite bars on Long Island. So I'm excited for them to see it. Because I feel like when we're in Boston, too, like, we go to the same spots a lot. So it'll be
Yeah.
fun to, like, switch it up.
To do something new. Yeah.
So that was a little bit about friendships.
Yeah, that got, like, low-key deep.
I know.
Like, I feel like we just, like, aired it all out for you guys, kind of. You're getting to know us more.
Yeah, and how we view friendships and everything. But I think, like, the bottom line is that I'm not putting too much pressure on, like, solid friendships that need to be the same all the time. Like, it's okay
Yeah.
if things go through phases. It's okay if you have ups and downs.
Right. And my thing with friends is, like, the door is always open,
Yeah.
for me at least. Like, I'm not, especially with friends, I'm not really a hard,
Unless you did something
close
really
person.
fucked up to me,
Yeah.
then there's always a chance.
To, reconnect always.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm friends with someone, like, I always have love for them, always wishing them positive vibes, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Which is what my
Yeah.
realization was today, is that
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to just spread more positive vibes and wish people well.
Yeah. Always. Wish
Yeah.
people well. Never wish hate. Karma will come back and get you.
If you
do
deserve it.
that. Well, yeah. That's not really what I meant, but
What do you mean?
I meant, like, if you're not wishing people well, karma will come back
Oh,
and get
you're right. It has. I think that it has, but you're right about that.
Yeah, okay. Should we move into our week recap?
Yeah, let's do our weekly recap.
Okay, so on Thursday night we went to Wonder, which is, like, an interactive museum in Boston. They were having a, like,
Late night
museum at
special.
night. Yeah, 21 plus kind of vibe. Which was cool. It was my first time going, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I went there once during the day, and it was really cool. This time had a few, like, new things that, like, weren't open last time, so that was cool to see it. I like the music that they were playing. The DJ was
so good. And honestly, it takes a lot for us to say the DJ is good.
We're very critical of the DJs, but this girl was so
killing
good.
it. Yeah.
It's because you hear the same songs over and over, so when they're mixed a different way, or, like, you hear a new song, I'm like, kind of sick. And it was playing all throughout, like, as you're walking through the exhibit, so it kind of gave, because when I went the first time during the day, it was silent. So that was a little weird.
Yeah.
Because it's a museum, so everyone's, like, quiet. So it was very silent. So I liked the backdrop of the music, and I also like that if you go for late nights, it's a lot less people.
Yeah.
So the worst part is, like, when you're walking through a museum and you're, like, especially because it's interactive, like, you don't want to be waiting behind someone who's, like, taking forever, like, looking at something or interacting with something. But you also don't want to be the person in the front
taking too long.
Because I'm going to be like, oh, like, I'm taking too long, or I have to rush through an exhibit because there's someone behind me.
Right.
So I like that it was more, like,
even
go at your own pace. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. Maybe I'll try to insert some clips, but I don't know how that'll work. So.
Well, I want you to insert the clip of me getting my temporary tattoo. I want to like, show you guys. Like, I got this, like, temporary tattoo there that's literally still on me, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I, like, took multiple showers, obviously.
Yeah.
And scrubbed my arm and it won't come off. But I think that's maybe a sign. It's like, if you didn't see it, it's like a little string bow situation. And I, like, might get a real tattooed. Because,
oh my god.
Well, multiple people are like, first of all, they think it's a real tattoo. They're like, when did you get that? Like, people at work and our friends, like, some of our friends have been like, oh man, when did you get that tattoo? And I'm like, it's a temporary tattoo. And everyone's saying that I should really get it.
Yeah, no, I like it a lot.
And I feel like the fact that it won't come off is kind of a sign that I need it. Everything's a sign.
You want another tattoo so bad.
So bad. It's like
you've been talking about it since September.
I know, but I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
It's just like I know I want a tattoo, but I don't know like of what. So
So yeah, we did that on Thursday night, which was fun.
Yeah, I would recommend it. I don't listen, I went twice. I don't think I need to go a third time.
Yeah.
But I like museums where, like, that are interactive and you can like do things.
stuff. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
I like they have like an AI generator. That's like my favorite part because you can just type into the computer anything that you want to see, and it pops up on all the screens in like different variations.
Yeah.
And we put our dogs in to try to get a picture of both of our dogs.
Yeah, we were trying to make our
but
dogs
it was getting
like
a little confused.
be best friends from AI, but then it was mixing our dogs into one dog, and like it was like
it
weird.
wasn't a cute
yeah.
dog.
So that didn't really work.
Yeah.
But we tried. And then on Saturday we actually went out on a boat in the Boston Harbor.
Captain Jess.
Yeah, so I guess I can talk a little bit about my boating experience.
Yeah.
But basically I grew up like sailing on the Long Island Sound and like racing and stuff like that with the sailboats. And then I was a sailing instructor, so that's how I kind of learned how to like actually drive a motorboat like pretty well. And then my family at home, like we use this boating service for our boats, and they actually have one here in Boston too. So then when
we
I
found out a little bit too late for the summer.
We found out like halfway into the summer, and then there was like a bunch of like paperwork and stuff. But yeah, so we're able to use it in Boston too, which is nice. So I was like, oh, let's go out for the day on Saturday. We went out in the morning. And it was nice. Like at first it was cloudy, but the sun came out.
I got sunburn on my face.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know. I have a little bit of like
a little redness, I see.
Yeah, I have a little tint on, but afterwards my lips were a little bit swollen. And then
really?
I texted Lexi and I was like, I should have put on your sunscreen. And she was like, I told you.
Yeah, but the craziest part of that actually was we were with our other friend Lexi, and she saw a whale. She was like, guys, I think I just saw a whale. And we were like, no way. We were like, those are the waves, Lexi. Like that was not a whale.
We were being really mean.
Because we're from Long Island, like you don't see whales.
And I didn't want there to be a whale. Like I was freaking out.
I've never encountered a whale when on a boat at all. I've seen dolphins before, but they're like not scary. Like they won't try to like kill you. So but yeah, she saw a whale, and then later on Instagram we saw that there was actually a whale in the Boston Harbor that day. So that's very interesting. Yeah. I'm glad that we didn't see it. Like I wouldn't have freaked out.
I think I would have freaked out.
I would have been like, oh, that's like really interesting, but like, you know, gotta keep calm on the seas.
Also, the fucking dock boy.
Oh god.
The dock boy was in love with Jess. Like you could just see like his mouth was literally open. Like his eyes were like, oh my god, the puppy dog eyes. Like he was in love with her, and I was like, are you gonna walk away anytime soon? Or
oh my god, the freaking dock boys.
I was like, maybe you guys need to get a room.
No. But of course I'm like so oblivious to it. Like I'm just chatting with him, and then he walks away, and Hannah's like, he's literally in love with you. And I'm like, really? like I did not get those vibes.
It was like one of those things where, you know, like he was asking questions like, oh, where do you guys go to school? I'm like, you're really not asking me. You're really not asking me. I'm like, Jess, can you just like talk? Like,
yeah. But that was a situation where I felt like I was being a good talker.
No, yeah, you were.
I was engaged.
It was just like early morning, and I was like,
yeah, it was early in the morning, and like,
and we were also waiting on the boat for Lexi to come, so we had to like sit at the dock for a little while.
Yeah, and I was like focused on like the boat and making sure everything was good. Yeah, so it wasn't really a good like flirting opportunity. Also, like not really my like vibe of like a
she wasn't feeling it. But he was cute.
He was nice.
Yeah, like, well, I just thought he was cute, like the way that he was, I don't know, interested in boating and whatever.
Yeah. It's so funny because I feel like all dock boys look the same. Like he looks exactly the same as the
like surfer
dock boys.
Vibes.
Yeah, like on Long Island. But he was like a nice kid. I just wasn't really like paying attention to that aspect of life at the moment.
He just lingered a little bit, like just a minute too long. That I was like, okay, you can go now.
Yeah, I don't know. He was nice. He was my takeaway. But yeah, it was really nice to be out on the water.
We were out for like a couple hours and it felt like 30 minutes. Like,
yeah.
and the view of the Boston like skyline, where were we? Like it's like Faneuil Hall area
And then over to like Seaport, you could see like the bridge. And
yeah,
whatever.
I really liked the city view because I feel
Yeah.
like when I go out on the boats on Long Island, like I'm used to everything that I see.
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
cool to see something different.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's definitely interesting out on that water because it's like every 5 seconds there's a ferry, there's like
Yeah,
a
the waves
cargo
are kinda
ship,
crazy.
like yeah, the
We
waves
were
were a
getting knocked
little,
around.
yeah, definitely more activity than on Long Island.
Yeah, but I kind
it
of
was
like that.
nice.
It kind of feels like you're on a roller coaster or something.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm obsessed with the boat now, and I feel like
Yeah.
it'll be so good next summer when we have the whole summer.
Definitely something to do on the weekends.
Yeah.
Get out in the sun.
So we're working on getting outside more and getting some fresh
Yes,
air.
yes, we're definitely
Especially
inside
on the
people.
days that we have like nothing to do, we'll just bed rot and like watch our
Yeah.
reality shows.
We're big rotters.
Right. Huge.
Huge rotters.
But it'll be nice if we can go in the boat, like on the boat in the morning and then bed rot. Like we can still do
Yeah.
that. It's
And you
just-
can
just
rot on the boat.
I want to tell my work story really quick
Okay, go for it.
because guys, it made me so happy. So last night when I was working, like an 8-top table comes in. And this is kind of crazy because it's like late at night and I was like, oh, I kind of want to go home, but whatever, it's money. And then the guy that I work with, he like wanted the table, but it was like my table or whatever. So I was like, I'm taking it. The chef like goes up to him and he's like, I need you to sell them like this. I don't want to say what it is because then everyone will know where I work. But it's like the special that we have that's like expensive or whatever, and he's telling him to sell it to this table, and I'm like, oh, it's actually my table. Like he goes, oh.
Oh god.
Because I'm just like a little nobody that works there. Like I don't know. I know. I didn't think he knew my name. Like I just kind of try to fly under the radar so I don't get in trouble. But he just goes, oh, and walks away. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna show these people. I'm gonna sell this fucking thing. I'm gonna make the money, whatever. So I'm doing this show. Like I'm putting on a show for these people. I'm like, I got something special for you guys. Like, let me like get you the whole sampler platter. Like you guys are gonna love it, whatever. And they're like, okay, we're in. Like it wasn't really that hard.
Yeah, easy.
I was like, wait, really? But then I go back to the chef and I'm like, okay, so they're in for the thing, like start making it. And he's like, really? And I was like, yeah, like how's like you want me to ring it in like this? And he's like, good job, Hannah.
Yes.
And I almost cried on the spot. It made me so happy. Not only did he say good job, which is like crazy because usually he's screaming at me.
Yeah.
But he knew my name the whole
That's
time.
Awesome.
So
that's so good.
It's the small wins.
Yeah, seriously. I feel like chefs are so scary. I had a small little blip of time where I worked at a restaurant.
We're losing the light.
Our light just died, but keep watching. We're almost
if you're watching on YouTube, the light just died, but it's okay.
Yeah, small little blip where I worked at a restaurant, and I was really scared of the chef. Like he was always pretty decently nice to me, but I was scared of him.
And I just finished watching The Bear, and now I'm like, I understand more about the chef's like psyche,
the chef lore.
Yeah. And so I'm really scared of him, so I try to avoid him at all costs. But that was a really good win for me. I was having a bad day at work anyway, so that really turned it around for me.
That's good.
Yeah, just wanted to share that because that was like my small win of the week.
Perfect. We love that. That's it. Maybe we should add that. Like, what's your small win of the week? I like that.
I like that.
My small win of the week. I don't even know if I have one. Probably going on the boat would be my small win of the week.
Well, you were a successful captain, which I feel like.
True.
I mean, you drove a new boat that you've never driven before.
True.
And pulled out of a dock that.
Oh yeah, guys, this will be a little funny story for
I was gonna
any
say,
boaters. So
you still did a really good job.
Okay, so if anyone like whatever knows boats, blah blah blah, there's either the dock that you just like pull right off the side of, or there's people will keep their boats in a slip, which is basically just like a parking spot for a boat. And usually the boat that I have at home is just on the dock. So I go there, I pull off. When I come back, I just pull right back in, dock the boat. This boat here in Boston is on a slip. So I had to like reverse out of the slip and then turn around and go like out, which I had never done before. And like, guys, I know how to like drive a boat, okay? But, you know, first time doing it, and I haven't really been
And
on
like
the
all
boat a
eyes are
lot.
on you. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
haven't
hard.
been on the boat a lot this summer because I've been here and we didn't know about this thing. And yeah, like any boater knows, docking is like the most stressful part because everyone's watching you. People always have like critiques about how to dock, blah, blah, blah. So I'm getting ready to like pull out of this boat, pull out of the slip, whatever. We're like reversing. But the reverse was like a little different on this boat than like my boat. So we're reversing, it's going really slow, and then the boat just starts turning, and I'm like, I'm trying to focus. And the guy was like just standing there watching me, and I'm like, oh, and then we were like getting a little close to like this other boat. So yeah, we're going, and I'm like trying to maneuver, like not to this boat, whatever. The guy's like, oh, you could toss me that rope if you don't want to.
If you don't feel like hitting that boat today. Some shit
And
like
I was
that.
like,
And I was like,
okay. So then whatever, he like pulls us and he's like, you think you got it from here? And I'm like, yeah. Then I go around and then I hit the forward a little too hard, so it made like a loud noise, but there were no boats around. It was fine. And then we got out and it was all
and everything
good.
was fine, and pulling in was fine.
Yeah,
So.
pulling in was completely fine. And I'm like, I feel like from sailing, I can stay very calm, like on the water and
Well,
stuff
that's what
like
I'm
that.
saying. No one would ever even know like this girl's emotions. Like she was like nervous at all. That's why I wasn't even saying anything, because I was like,
I know.
well, if she didn't have it, she would probably show some facial expression. Like,
yeah, because I just know like it's gonna be fine, but like having that guy like on the side like saying
staring
shit,
and,
I'm like, okay, like I just need you to be quiet and I can do it. Like it's fine.
But that's a small win of a week. Is like she successfully captained
the boat in a new area too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good week.
Yeah, it was a good week for us.
Yeah, that's our second episode.
Yeah, thanks for watching again.
Watching and listening.
Like,
love you guys.
Listen, subscribe,
rate us on Apple,
everything. Apple,
and
Spotify, YouTube.
Subscribe.
Yeah, episode 2 down.
Woo! Love
Bye,
you guys.
Bye.